to Honest Colouring Creation. So this video is for the Start Small tag created by Jojozo Hanna, and basically she created it there's some questions to be answered, which I'll get to in a moment, but it's also just as a sort of a way to sort of help smaller channels like myself, who are like below 1,000, and to let people know about smaller channels so they can find them more easily. And I mean, I've already discovered a few channels that I'd not known about, so I've gone and subscribed to them to watch when I'm able to in my spare time. So Sara from Chronic Colouring Down Under tagged me, so thank you, Sara. I've never done a tag video before. I've seen them about on YouTube, but this is the first time I've taken part in one, so thank you, Sara. It's something a bit different to try out. I will mention the channels I'll tag at the end. So the first question is, oh yeah, and I'll also put a link to Jojozo Hanna's original video so you can listen to what she has to say as she explains it a bit more in depth and things like that. So yeah, so question 1 is, what does intimidating by way of your creative hobbies mean to you? So it looks like I've got 1,000,000 books here, but I just needed, I'm not very good at explaining things, so I've got books to kind of help me explain what I'm talking about. So I'm not so much intimidated by Forest Girl. I'm sure everyone's seen these books. They're really nice. I have coloured a few pages, but I think like a lot of people, I'm kind of intimidated by just books that are so nice you don't want to ruin them. And especially books like this where they're not exactly cheap either. Like, I had to get this on Etsy, and yeah, I don't want to ruin them, so I think that's part of the reason I've not coloured in them that much. I do have the other 2 Forest Girl books as well, and I haven't touched them at all, so I'm just scared of ruining them, even though, like, I've had this a little while now, and I know my colouring's changed since I last coloured in it, but I don't know. I need to colour in them more, and actually start the other 2 as well. So yeah, so that is the and then the same sort of reason is Mario Labudeck's artwork absolutely terrifies me, as I really don't want to ruin her lovely work. Like, her artwork's so beautiful, I don't want to ruin it. And again with this wasn't exactly cheap either. It's from her Etsy, and I decided to treat myself to it, and I love this image, but I don't want to ruin them either. But I know now I probably could do an alright job, so I don't know why I'm panicking so much about it. And the same with Momo Girl. This, I've only got the Colouring Heaven issue she did, but again, her artwork's so gorgeous. It just, yeah. So that takes me on to the next kind of thing, which is grayscale. Like, this kind of grayscale where it's only got slight shadowing is alright, and the same with in the Fantasy Figures Colouring Heaven. It's like very light grayscale that sort of helps you know where shading's supposed to go. But I'm fine about colouring this kind of thing, but full-on grayscale like Selena Phoenix really intimidates me, because I don't know how to colour it. Like, and Selena Phoenix artwork is gorgeous anyway. I had a go, but I don't really know how to approach the background or anything like that. They're so beautiful, just uncoloured. So I don't know how to colour them without ruining them. It's just, yeah. So Selena Fenwick's grayscale is one of the main things that, you know, and I've also just another example. This is Current Rainbow Colour by Jacqueline Trowell. Again, this is a really nice, fun book, but it's grayscale, and it is a paler grayscale. I'm not sure which grayscale is supposed to be easier, but all of it makes me a little bit intimidated. So the only kind of grayscale I'm alright with is Molly Harrison's-ish. I mean, it's slightly less intimidating to me than Selena Fenwick's, but it still makes me nervous. I mean, these ones I have had a go at them. I didn't really, when I did this one, it was quite some wild time back, so I didn't really know what grayscale was, and I just tried to colour it normally. But this one, the Magical Animals, yeah, I don't know how to. Oh, that's so pretty. I don't know. And one that's really intimidating to me is the Gothic Alchemy Colouring Heaven Special. Like, these are absolutely beautiful, but how do you even colour? I mean, I have coloured this one. I don't know if it's a bit too dark. I don't know if that's a bit better. But I only did this once I had a second copy. This is what I'm calling my practice copy, and I like use markers and things. But I really like how this came out, although it took me ages to get something like that. But the rest of it is just, I don't know. Grayscale makes me nervous. So yeah, and then another thing that kind of intimidates me in terms of colouring is like animals and like nature stuff. So like when it's more realistic, it's almost like I put pressure on myself to make it realistic, even though I know I can just colour it however I want. So there's all the different flowers, and it tells you what they are and things like that. So yeah, so that's the Botanics Colouring Heaven. And then again with Selena Fenwick's Australian Animals book, I want to do them justice. Even though I guess there's slightly less pressure on me with this one, because Selena Fenwick always has double images. So I guess one set could be a practice, and then the second set be more when I'm more confident even to try again, maybe. And in that category is also Kanoko Agusa, as her books are just so beautiful, and again I want to do them justice. I've not touched these since I got them. I've also got the Symphony of Cute Animals as well. So yeah, although with Kanoko Agusa's artwork I do have 2 Colouring Heaven issues with her artwork in, so I think as they're less expensive than these, I think I'm going to practice in those first before I even touch the actual books. So that helps a little bit. But yeah, so animals. So I want to do like the fur properly and things like that. And then another thing that like scares me, I haven't marked the page, it intimidates me, is when I find the image. This is just an example to show what I'm trying to say. This is when the fabric's kind of like see-through. When there's like something see-through, like fabric or fairy wings or something, like I really struggle with that. And like I love this image, but I've been putting off colouring it because I'm not sure how to do that and I don't want to muck it up. So I need to find some tutorials. If anyone knows of any tutorials of how to colour things like this, where like things are under see-through fabric, or like there's fairy wings in front of something, please let me know, because I'd really like to learn how to do that properly to make it look good, because when I have attempted it before, it's not been great. So yeah, and there's quite a few bits like pictures like that in these kind of Chinese books, so yeah, so that kind of thing as well. And then I just get intimidated by artwork that it's so beautiful, like this one by Chris Ortega. It's so beautiful, but I don't want to ruin it. And some of them I had this written down to maybe do for Mermaid, but I didn't come to it because, one, it's so, like, the background so beautifully detailed, but also just I didn't want to ruin it. I need to stop. I keep buying books that I really like the look of, and then I don't do them. So yeah, and another one is the Women of the World colouring book by Colouring Heaven. I mean, these are really pretty portraits, and I just, they're so nice. But I think part of this one that makes me nervous is because there's different like ethnicities in it, and I'm still not very confident with darker skin tones. I still need to practice that. So yeah, I need to, even if I just maybe scanned one of these pages in, or use one of the pages that aren't my total favourite to practice on, maybe. I don't know. But I want to get better at different skin tones. So it's that one. And that's part of the reason I bought that book, so I don't know why. And then another thing is the mythographic books, just detailed. It's crazy. Just books like these where there's so much going on. Like, it's so nice, but I don't know how to like start them. I've got all the mythographic books apart from the animal one, and I just haven't touched them. And then, sorry, I'm still on the first question. And the other thing that like intimidates me is when there's like characters from TV shows, so like Doctor Who, Game of Thrones. Like, I want to colour them correctly. Like, I want to colour them right. Like, I started one in here, I thought, somewhere. Yeah, I started this one, but I hate how they've turned out so far, so, yeah. But I want to colour them the right way, and it's the same with the Game of Thrones one. Like, it's with, like, the characters are all as they are in the series, so I want to colour Daenerys right, and yeah, I've done Arya, but so yeah, that's that. Then question 2 is, sorry, what is one of your most detailed, intimidating pages that you can't wait to start? Well, I've got 2. One will be more recent, but I really do want to do it soon, which is in Gothic colouring book by Selena Fennick, and it's this one. And I've wanted to do this since I got the book, but all that, like, her hair goes all over the place in this image, and it's always kind of put me off because I don't have the courage to attempt it, but I now think I'm ready to. So I do really want to do this as part of my #Spooky Colouring Creations 2021 event. So yeah, I will finally attempt this. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it on camera yet or not, but I definitely want to try and do this one. So it's that one, and then another one I want to do at some point. I would love to do this Beauty and the Beast page, or just any of these really. They're all so pretty, or this Little Mermaid. Just a page in this, the Thomas Kincaid poster book. So they're all so beautiful. But Beauty and the Beast is my favourite. I know it would be a massive challenge because it's so big and so detailed, but it would be really nice to have one finished. So yeah, or the tangled one, which let me find it. This one. I'd love to do this one as well. I think it was April Sara. She did a colour along with this, and it has turned out beautifully. So yeah, I'd love to complete one of those pages at some point, but I'll definitely be getting to the one in that book. Then question 3 is, what is the most detailed, intimidating pages that you have that you'll probably never do, and why? Well, with this, I kind of agree with Sara in the sense, I don't want to say I'd never do a page, but there are some pages in here that really intimidate me, and it's mostly the double page spreads. Like, I don't know if I'd ever do this. Like, the more architectural kind of ones, or that, I mean, I might want to try that one, because there's people in it, but the more, like, scenery ones, I don't think I'd ever do. Unless I got confident enough with watercolour to maybe try it, but yeah, there's the more massive scene pages I don't think I'd do. And then in the beauty of horror, I think everyone knows what, I don't like this page. Yeah, I mean, it's not an overly detailed page, but I don't think I'd ever do it. One, because I don't really like spiders, and this page makes me very uncomfortable. Which I guess shows that the book's doing a good job with the horror thing. But, I mean, they are very detailed, and I don't like the subject matter, really, so it doesn't help Alan Robert draws spiders extremely well. So I'm going to close that because it's making me feel a bit weird. So yeah, I don't know if I'd ever colour that spread. I did in my head think maybe I could do rainbow spiders or something, but I think it would take me a lot to actually put pencil to the page, just purely because I don't really like the subject matter of that particular spread. So yeah, so that's those two. And then what is your favourite small size book is question 4. And mine would have to be Enchanted Faces Pocket Size by Hannah Lynn. I love Hannah Lynn's pages, and I've realised I've got my pages I did for my tutorial in here that I need to finish. But yeah, I love Hannah Lynn's artwork, and I just love this book, and yeah, I really need to do more in here. I'd love to finish it one day, because it would be really nice to have this completed. So yeah, so it's Enchanted Faces. And then the last question is, what is your favourite completed page that was either really detailed or intimidating to you? I have 2. A more recent page I did was in Mythomorphia, and it was this one, the underwater double page spread. All of Kirby's double spreads freak me out because they're so detailed and there's so much going on in them. But I'm not entirely sure what made me want to colour this, but just one day I was like, you know what, I'm going to do this page, and I just started, and part of me was questioning myself, like, am I crazy? But I kept going, and it took me a couple of days or so. And I did speed up the process by using watercolour pencils and pens for quite a lot of it, for the little details. And then I just used pencils to shade on the, like, mermaids and things. So, and there's also a glitter gel pen for the bubbles. But I just decided to have fun with it and not think too much about colours. I just sort of went with it. And yeah, I'm really happy with how that one came out. And then the other one, this one I'm really proud of. It took me around 2 years on and off to finish it. is from Zemulus Nova by Tomislav Tomic, and I mean, I find his artwork intimidating anyway because one, it's so beautiful but so detailed. But I did this one, and as I said, it was probably, I can't remember when I finished it now, it was quite some time ago, but it was over. I started it and then I just stopped, and I then sort of started doing little bits here and there, but it wasn't until 2 years later that I just went, I'm gonna finish it. So I did, and I started it with cheaper pencils, with study style pencils, and then I got my, it was just around the time I got my polychromos, so I started using them as well. And then when I finished it, when I came back to finish it, I used the study style pencils again as well. So you can kind of tell what I did earlier. Like, I did most of this side at the start, and this side was later on, in the sense of the leaves. Like, this was when I first used the study style pencils, but having used polychromos and things like that, when I came back with the study style pencils on these leaves, I could make them more vibrant because I'd learnt more skills. So yeah, I'm just so happy with how this one came out in the end. It was a long colouring page to do, but I'm so happy it came out, and it's still glittery. But yeah, so that's one of the pages, but I'd love to do this page, but like with, it's just Tomislav Tomic's books intimidate me, but I just love looking through them. They're so nice. So that is the last book to show. So yeah, that's my answers. Sorry about the first one being so long, but I needed the books to kind of help me explain things because I'm not very good at that. So yeah, thank you again, Sara, for tagging me, and for my ones, I will tag Jane from Coloured with Love. Is it Jar Colouring? J-A exclamation mark colouring. Samantha Oswald and Natasha Colours. So obviously you don't have to do it if you don't want to, but it'll be a lot of fun to hear your answers. So thank you for watching, and and thank you Jojozo Hanna for creating this tag. It's a fun idea. So yeah, so thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.